Uh-oh.
What happened?
I ended it.
What'd you do?
Ended it.
Alright, everyone's attention. I'll take the script. Pass the scripts up front while I'm talking. So who's the blank? Ladies and gentlemen.
Who's the white?
I'll wait for you.
Sure.
Thanks.
So who's the blank? Is Miss Inflation really the person that should be on trial?
No.
Who should be?
I mean, she's just a concept. All the people should be.
Okay, okay, it's so, alright, let me start over. So, Miss Inflation is obviously the idea of inflation, right?
Right.
The judge, Fred Reserve is the Federal Reserve, which sets the interest rate. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Miss Fixed Income identifies, you see her testimony, she's talking about how she has pills, she lives on a fixed income. That's because older people usually have those, they're done working, so they're set on fixed incomes, and they get certain investment returns that aren't risky, they're basically just set. So they know how much money they're going to make every year, and they can make sure that the money they make accounts for all the costs that they have, pills, whatever she was saying. Mr. Conglomerate, our friend in the back, he was a business, he did a bunch of different things. An example of a conglomerate is like GE, they do all kinds of things. They make Christmas lights, they make airplane engines, all kinds of different things. This is what Pikesville Plastics is talking about. They do a bunch of different things, but as the price of goods rise, and the price of labor rises, they aren't able to do as many things as they want to do. Professor Hal Back was just a college professor, so he knows about the idea of inflation. Defense attorney, just another person in this. Now, Mr. I owe many bucks. He's a little bit disillusioned. He keeps spending, and he thinks that, you know, him spending, and then inflation pulling the price of things down later on is going to be good for him. It's not going to be good for him because it lessens his purchasing power. He can't buy as many things. And obviously, when you buy more and more things on credit, you know, you have more and more to pay back. And the interest rates are going to clobber you. Miss I own a lot. What did Miss I own a lot say? Was she for or against this inflation? Why was she for it?
She owns a lot.
She owns a lot of what? Right. So when you have like assets like that, it's great to have inflation because they constantly just keep the price of what just keeps going up. Land, property, and people like, not all of us own property, obviously, not everybody can own a piece of property. Most of us will. But someone who owns a ton of property, there are other buyers in the market bidding up that price of property. So if I buy a piece of property and there's 6 people that want that property, well, people are going to try to pay for it as much as possible, and I'm only going to sit there and watch the price go up. If I buy for $240,000, there's 6 people, they can bid up the size they want, as much as they can buy for. I'm sitting there excited. So, okay, so let's go back now. What is Miss Inflation really to blame? Who is to blame out of all these people that I just went over the most? Mr. I own a lot, okay.
Mr. I owe many bucks.
Mr. I owe many bucks. I want to read something real quick. I want to read something from Miss Inflation's testimony. It all started out innocently enough. Some price hikes here, more spending there, and some wage increases. Pretty soon I was out of control. Demand pulled on one side of me, and cost pushed on the other. People expected me to increase, and that made them act crazy. But you can't blame me. I'm just meeting people's expectations. People want higher wages, and when they get them, businesses charge more for their goods because they want higher profits. That leads to increases in the cost of everything. Both sides of the equation. How much you're getting paid, and then the businesses that pay their employees have to figure out, if we still want to make money, we've got to add more to the price of each good. So Mr. Conglomerate, partially, is to blame. He's got to pay workers, and he's got to make sure the price of people that are buying his plastics, all of us consumers, are he's making enough money. So he can take some money home, reinvest in his business, and pay his workers. That leads to increases in the cost of everything. Even the government can't always control it. You have to understand, I never meant to assault the economy. It's just me being me. I am only who I am because of all of you are who you are. So what did she say?
It's because of you.
It's because of you. It's because who's you?
People.
People in this thing, right? She basically gives a damning testimony of everyone of the jurors, right? She said it's not my fault. it's a collection, a connection of all of your actions and how of everything you want you to be. So the biggest problem right now is, I think what, Ms. Summers and I are trying to convey to you guys is, inflation is this very difficult thing. Fortunately, very basic goods like white t-shirts, consumer electronics are very cheap, because what? Where do we get them from?
Walmart.
Where does Walmart get them from?
China.
China,
Yeah.
right? How much do those people pay to China?
Like 10 cents.
Nothing. You should appreciate that. You shouldn't appreciate it, but until those people in those countries start revolting, burning buildings down, things that have happened past, not obviously to that extent in this country, but that's a long time ago, a lot of people don't remember, that's what made the cost of living and wages go up. So more things are expensive when they're produced here. That's like Germany. They have such a high cost, they have a high standard of living, they pay well, and they make really nice things. What are Germans known for making?
Cars.
What kind of cars?
Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, luxury cars, expensive cars, very expensive things.
Zach.
So that's kind of it. That's basically, my opinion of it all.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ayers. I want to